Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at a new offering from Boss Fight Studios. You may be familiar with Boss Fight Studios for their Vitruvian H.A.C.K.S figures. Boss Fight Studios have now started a new line called Hero H.A.C.K.S. And this is one of their first offerings. It's none other than the man in black himself, Zorro. The packaging is very similar to the Vitruvian H.A.C.K.S line. Still collector friendly, still the same size, and basically the same design. We just have some different card art. So let's go and take a look at that card art. Start here on the top left, we have the Hero H.A.C.K.S. H.A.C.K.S still stands for Highly Articulated Character Kit System. They have removed the Vitruvian part and put the Hero H.A.C.K.S in place of it. Here on the bottom, we have the Boss Fight Studio logo. These are intended for adult collectors for at least ages 12 and up. Here, we have very nice looking artwork of Zorro. Very nice. Here we have a very nice logo. It says 100 years anniversary for Zorro. Wow. Down at the bottom, we have the Zorro nameplate. We have his name, Don Diego de la Vega. Very nice artwork there. On the right here, we do have the part of the clamshell that shows the character and the accessories that he comes with. We get the figure. It's like a hat, an alternate unmasked head, his sword, a whip, and I think there's a new style stand inserted inside that I can see. So side of the packaging. Back of the packaging, we have a buyer card for Zorro. I'll go ahead and hold this here for a few seconds so you guys can have the opportunity to pause and read that if you'd like to. Okay, moving on. From the middle to the right side of the packaging, we have There Is No Limits on the top. We have a very nice picture of the action figure of Zorro. We have a very cool 100th anniversary stamp there. Down here underneath the photo, we have Boss Fight Studios and all of its associated employees that are responsible for the figure, the card art, the bio, etc. We have a QR code here, Boss Fight Studios logo, and a UPC. It's a very nice figure, very nice packaging. Same way you're used to, nothing different, but have ourselves a nice little subline. In this line, you may be able to see that they have some pre-orders up for the Phantom. There's a female Phantom, I'm not sure of her. I think her name is Julie. There's a Tarzan, a Jane, and there is a... what is that guy's name? I can't remember them all. But that is some of the ones that are coming out here in the Hero H.A.C.K.S line. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. So basically it's just the same as your other Vitruvian H.A.C.K.S. You just got to get the card outside of the plastic, and then we can slide that out like so. So we have a big Z in the back. Very nice thick card stock. Very cool. So we'll put that up there for fun. Then we're left with the clamshell. Just gotta pull this out the back. Oh, it sort of fell out. The sword was right there. There's two pieces here. Oh, we have an extra set of hands. And we do have a new style stand. Let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. I'll pop out a couple parts here. It's like a taller figure than used to here. Let's see. So there's really not much in color-wise. There's just a whole lot of black. He is the man in black. I mean, he is none other than the legendary Zorro. He does have his, the shirt that you would expect from the, from the show. He has a waist band there, hanging down on his side. Black pants, black boots, black gloves. And unfortunately, if I've said it once, I've said it before. When you're paying premium money for premium figures, it should be a new rule of thumb where cloth cloak. It does make it totally different, in my opinion, than these plastic capes. Especially if you want to put him on a horse. And it's going to be very difficult for him to sit. $10, $12 figure, okay, I get it. Anything over $20, I think, in my opinion, should be a cloth cloak or cloth soft goods for robes, except, for this type of clothing that hinder the articulation for sitting purposes. So the head is very well sculpted. We have the black mask over the top of his head. He has his eyes cut out. He does have his little mustache. He does have a tie there on the back of his head. If you guys can see that, because everything's clashing because it's all nothing but black. I'm not sure if this is a removable cloak. Let's see here. It looks like there's actually a pig in the back of his back there. We have to pop off the head and take off the cloak. It does look like you can remove it. If you guys can see that pig down in there. Very cool. For articulation, his head is on a ball joint. Let's turn inside. It kind of gets stiff there. You can definitely get a 360 on it if the cloak wasn't on, or his cape. See, just look down. Just like a straight. Kind of get his head pointed forward a little bit. As long as I go this far up, they're on a ball joint. They will go out. Obviously, you can get 360 around if you remove the cape. His bendable elbows. Get you 90 degrees. Let's see here. He has... I'm going to have to take a look behind the camera here because it's so black and it clashes. His wrists do turn 360. And this one here does go down and up. This one I can't tell because of the black. Feels like there's a small joint there. But the way that the glove is, it looks like it can move side to side there. But I'm not going to force it because I don't want to break the joint. See here, he does have a waist swivel. You can get the good 360 if you want. He can sit beautifully. But unfortunately, we have a big piece of plastic hanging off his back. Very nice. Spread that much. And about that much with his cape on. And that kind of gets in the way also, right here. see what kind of knees we have. We do have double jointed knees, which is going to be kind of hard because we have that cloak on. But do have double jointed knees there. Speed to pivot down. And let's see here. They will rotate 360 if you desire that for some reason. And up, we do have it up. I can't see that. So much black. Down, and that's about level. So I can go up. Let's see if we can get this head off. It's going to hit. We have a ball bell into the head socket there. Let's see if we can get this cape off. Yeah, so it just has a peg, and there is a piece of tie there. You can see that. It's awful thin. It's kind of stiff, so it might not break. Still want to be careful. So we can get that a little better articulation here, and oh, it just like doesn't go back at all. Doesn't look like you can pull the legs back. So you can go forward, but you can't pull backwards. He would sit very nicely. So going back to his arms, say 360 on the arm. Cape does not get in the way. Let's go and take a look at the alternate head sculpt since we have his mask head off. It's kind of creepy looking. Smiling, kind of weird. But has his black hair, his mustache, grinning and showing his teeth. Let's see if we can get closer than that. Oh, not too bad. There's his hat. It doesn't look like his hat's going to fit with his unmasked head. So we have a black hat. Then we have little silver circles around the brim of the hat. And yeah, it does not fit with that masked head on. So here's a comparison before we remove that head. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that head back on. I'm going to leave his cape off so we can get a little better look at the figure. So let's try to put his hat on with his masked. See, like in the back of there, it's kind of bigger here and smaller in the front. Yeah, it fits. It's perfectly fit when you have the actual masked head on. Very cool. So we get this amazing sword. This thing is fantastic. It's done in all silver. I mean, this was like silver. That was like chrome. It's like two different shades. This looks more shinier with a black handle. This is really nice. See how he holds it. So I want to have to go back behind the camera, guys, so I can see. It is just so much black. It's hard to see through the camera. Doesn't. Hands are super tight. Having a hard time getting in his hand. There we go. Sorry that took so long. That's how he looks like with his sword. That thing is huge. Very cool. Okay, so let's take a look and see what else we got. Here's the new style Hero H.A.C.K.S stands. Done in like a light tan. We have 2, 3, 4 pegs on there. See here we have 2 alternate hands. They are just open and gripped hands. You guys can see those. And we have a black whip. It does have a very nice texture to it. It's almost like a rope texture. Some nice sculpt work here on the handle. Have a hoop on the bottom. It's not too flexible. I mean, it flexes. It's not that. It's kind of stiff. I mean, you wouldn't want to like bend this in half. You're definitely going to have some plastic stress marks, or else it'll turn white. If you look on the tip here, he has a very small, thin tip on here. Very nice. See what we can do with this whip. These hands are super tight. That worked out better than the sword did. Okay, so there is his whip. Very nice looking figure. There's his cape. It just kind of hides all the detail. There is some nice sculpt work in the figure, but it's really hard to see when you have that cape on. The black just clashes. I mean, the sculpt work here in his collar of his shirt. He has some, ruffles in his shirt to wear. And if it was, you were wearing it, you have some ruffles in your shirt. His boots go about that high. I'm curious to see how tall this guy is. And he is a tad bit taller than Stone Shadow. That's pretty tall. Has some long legs on this figure. See how he fares at one of the Predator figures. You can get one here. Yeah, and the Predators are still taller. It's pretty incredible how tall he is. I don't think I remember since I was a kid ever watching Zorro. Since then, it's been a long time. He's not going to stand. But you kind of get the idea. He's definitely a taller figure. It's very cool though. That sword is incredible. So, I think these things came out, they were around, I want to say that the newer figures, you would normally pay, $25, $26.99 for these figures, out the door. I think all their figures went up $1 because everything goes up every year. So I think they're like $27.99. But unfortunately, from my research, they were sold out everywhere. There's a couple on eBay, and I think I've seen them the cheapest is $40. So that was the cheapest. That was a free shipping. If free shipping. But these are definitely going to be difficult to come by. And there is actually a set. You get another Zorro with his horse tornado. Those things were like $52.99 from Boss Fight Studio. And their respective online stores, like your Big Bad Toy store, for example, the are sold out. So I did see them on eBay. They were going for like $80 for shipping. So, and that's the only place I've seen them. So if you didn't pre-order this, you may have a hard time getting it. So let's hope they get more stock in. I'm not sure if they will or not. But Vitruvian H.A.C.K.S is starting to become something very difficult to get a hold of, especially their new stuff. So if there's something you really, really want, I recommend you pre-order from somewhere that you buy your figures from. Because if you wait, and I didn't expect Zorro would be sold out. So I didn't see that being something that was in the high demand. But either they're in such high demand or they don't make as many of these for whatever reason it is. I don't know that. But it seems like the last couple releases, like that Gazorge, that G-A-Z-O-G's figure, there's a blue and a red one. And those things are just insanely priced. Instantly sold out. They're over, between $80 to $100 for an action figure on eBay. So, guys missed out on that one. This one's probably headed the same way. So that the next one's up is the Phantom figures. So a couple places I've seen they were sold out. You can still pre-order them on Boss Fight Studio shop. So if you want those, you might want to get in a pre-order. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Wish you guys happy hunting for all your collectibles and action figures. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next review.